Hello, hello. How are you all? Hi, everyone. My hair is doing that crazy air dry thing that it does. It curls, but then at the bottom, it's just like curls out. So I get this lovely flick. My hair just goes. Anyway, um, I'm not sure if my connection is a little bit slow or something, but it seems to be freezing a little bit, like it's a little bit stuttery for me. So I hope it's okay for you. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about balance, finding balance during this unusual, crazy time. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Hi, me and the cat. Hey, everyone. Hey, Lady and the Frogs. Hi, Mari. Um, yeah, so I thought I was asked in an interview a while ago about this idea of balance and whether or not I thought it was possible. And I do think it's possible, but I don't think it's possible in the sense that you can have everything perfectly balanced at the same time. I think if you let go of that idea that everything has to be balanced in this moment and take a much broader overall picture, I think as long as you have everything balanced overall, you're doing just fine. Like, there is no way that you can be the perfect parent and the perfect employee or boss or whatever, and the perfect housewife, the perfect homemaker, the perfect cleaner, the perfect cook. You cannot do all of that at the same time. That is why those are like very, very different jobs. Hi, Kat. How are you? Hi, Natasha. So for me, it's more like a seesaw. It's like some days or some hours or whatever, my priorities are going to be on this particular thing, on work, for example. And while I am focused on that one thing, everything else just has to slide. That's it, just has to be like down here. Um, but as long as, like, overall, over the course of a week or a month or whatever, as long as I am also teetering over this way to like focus on my family or my health or whatever, um, as long as overall I'm finding that balance, I think that is the most important thing. Hi, Valerie. Hello. Utah. Utah is lovely. I pronounce it Utah, but my husband is like, it's Utah. it's, so apologies if I'm not pronouncing that the way that you pronounce that. Hi, Stacy. Hello. Hi, Ned. Welcome back. Um, let me see. Hi, Hubbles. How are you? So it's great to see like so many recurring names. Like, I'm seeing a lot of the same names come up, and that's lovely. It's really nice to, like, I don't know, just feel that sense of community, to know that it's like core people showing up every time. Hi, Deborah. Hello. Atlanta, Georgia. Never been. Hi, Simplify Purpose. So, hi, Ballerina. So, yeah, it's about that balance overall in your life. So, if right now you are feeling, a little lost, maybe a little despairing, maybe you just can't focus on work right now, maybe you don't have work to focus on right now, that's okay. Like, it's not, you don't have to feel bad about that. You don't have to feel like you need to be like all peppy all day, every day. Um, if you are on like this side of the seesaw, if you're feeling a little bit down right now, that's okay. Like, you will be up again. But yeah, every part of your life can't be like this all the time. That is completely unrealistic. So you have to take a subjective view. It will be very subjective. It'll be like up to yourself. Hi, Gypsy Wolf. Um, like, it will be very much a subjective thing about whether or not you feel that overall your life is balanced, whether overall, like on the whole, you feel that you give a decent amount of care and attention to each area of your life that's important to you. There is, you cannot do all the things. Like, I am a terrible cook. So I can't, there's no point in me thinking, like, oh, as a homemaker or whatever, I'm not always the best at like domestic stuff. So, but to me, I'm still balanced in the sense that even though I'm not good at that stuff, I still try to keep my home tidy, and reasonably presentable. Um, So it's just recognizing what's important to you. What are the areas that you want to focus on? What are the areas that you are best focusing on, and like focusing on your strengths and not on your weaknesses, which is something that I do have a tendency to do, to think about all the things that I'm not good at so that I can try and get them up to the level of other things that I am good at. And that's just a total waste of my time and resources. Really, I should be focusing on the things that I'm already good at and making those better and making those a big part of my life. Hi, Sarah with a plan. Hello. Hi, Jackie. Good to see you again. Celebrate handmade crafts. Hello. Michelle, same here. Cook challenged. Yeah, it's just not one of those things. Years ago, um, I was saying it to somebody. She was the mother of a friend of mine, and I just told her, that I'm really not good at stuff like that. And she said, "But you're willing to learn." And I just said, "Nope." I wasn't being rude or anything. I was just simply saying that I like in that area, I recognize that it's not something that I'm good at, and it's not something that I enjoy. Sometimes there are things that you're not good at, but you enjoy them, like you love them, so you do them anyway. Um, but cooking is one of those things that I'm not good at and I don't enjoy. So I've just made my peace with that. I don't really care. I can make some basic things that will keep my family alive. And my husband is a good cook. Um, but we do eat very separate things. He's like pretty much exclusively meat eater, whereas I don't eat that much meat. I'm not entirely vegetarian, but I eat very, very little meat. Um, I generally will go for a vegetarian option over a meat option, but I do still eat meat, just in very small quantities. Um, so yeah, but I just recognize that's just not one of my things. Um, Valerie, in relation to the Utah thing, says, "I love your accent, so however you want to say it." Great. Utah. I don't know. Let me see. Deborah, Passover is coming, so there's plenty to do and keeping busy. Yeah. Like I think there's always something to focus your mind. But you just have to realize that when you're focusing your mind on one thing, you have to let other things go. And this is something I'm realizing as well, with my quarterly goals. So instead of doing annual goals like resolutions, this year I've decided to try quarterly goals over 3 months at a time. And it has been great for me so far because it means that for 3 months, like 3 months is a good chunk of time to get something significant done, but it's not so long, like it's not year long, where I don't know, like if you fall behind or whatever, it just seems so far away that it doesn't feel at all pressing. It doesn't feel like anything that you need to like focus on for the first 11 months of the year. um, but like if you fall behind, you just feel bad for an entire year. And yeah, I don't know if you're a perfectionist like me, sometimes you tend to think that once you set a goal, like that's it. You are stuck with that goal and you have to do everything in your power to reach that goal. Whereas I think with the 3 monthly goals, the quarterly goals, I'm feeling much better about it because I can think to myself, okay, this is what I'm focusing on for these 3 months. Um, but like I'll give it my all for the 3 months. But I don't feel bad about setting other things aside because that was my Irish accent coming out there. Other. Um, because I know that like after 3 months, I can pick back up those other things. So it's not like I'm just like indefinitely setting things aside. It's something I struggle with sometimes, like just wanting to do all the things. Whereas now I'm like, okay, well, I'll focus on this thing for 3 months. And that's my balance. And anything else that comes up, I can just tell myself, okay, that can be something that I can do in the next 3 months, the next quarter. Jessica, I'm trying to find a balance between family time, housework slash cooking, and me time. World of Warcraft, guild leader. Nice. I've cut me time down to 2 to 3 hours max to make time, but everyone is annoyed. Listen, they'll get over it. That's my thinking. People will get over it. Like change is difficult for everyone. Um, and when you do that, if somebody in your household changed something, like it would probably take you a while to acclimatize to that. But if this is something that you need, um, they're just going to have to suck it up. If they love you, they will suck it up. um, that's I don't know. It's just difficult for them. It's not that they don't want you to be happy and to have the time that you need. It's just like a change for them. So um, yeah, it'll just take some getting used to. Mari, just curious, does your husband cook or do you just eat very simply? I eat very simply, and sometimes my husband cooks for all of us. Um, but generally, because we eat completely different things, pretty much, we just cook separately, and then either of us, just depending on the day, will cook something for Scout as well. Um, but yeah, we do have some things that we like both like, things like chicken, um, pasta, but overall, we do not have the same diet at all. Like my husband and I could not be more different in many, many ways. um, Me and the cat, I can't cook either. So I just don't enjoy it. Do not enjoy it. I can see why other people enjoy it. Like it's meditative and they're in their zone and they're doing all the things. I mean, I get it, but that's just not how I get my kicks. Michelle Quarterly Gold's way more realistic. Yeah, I think so. They've been working reasonably well for me so far. Um, so, for example, no one knew this would happen 3 months ago. She says, "Yeah, absolutely." Um, like right now, it seems like the world. I think we're all now very aware of how quickly things can change. Um, so it's learning to roll with the punches. Um, Let me see. Opie Rage, clean house and exercise are the two main things to keep from mentally imploding. Yeah, again, you're finding that balance. Like if you need to do those things, like with Jessica, if you need to do those things for your own well-being and your own mental health, then you have to prioritize those things. And then as long as you're swinging back around eventually to focus on other things so that your life doesn't become like obsessively about one thing, as long as you are going back and forth, teeter-tottering, um, you should be okay. Something that I've implemented, and you'll know if you read my email, if you get my 1 Minute Monday emails that I send out every Monday morning. If you don't, you should hop on the list. It's howtodoisd.com/subscribe. But every Monday morning, I send out an email that can be read in about 1 minute, hence the 1 Minute Monday. And it's just to kind of like inspire you, give you a tip, set you up for the week. So the email that I sent out this morning was about how we have started implementing, I'm calling them balance briefings. I do not use that phrase in front of my husband because his eyes would roll out of his head. But they're like family meetings. So on a Friday evening, we sit down and we just kind of list out some chores, some things that we would like to get done over the weekend. So this weekend just gone was cutting the grass. It was cleaning the toilets. It was cleaning the floors in the main area, like kitchen, dining room, living room. Um, what else was there? Laundry. So we like list off some of the bigger tasks that we want to get done, and we just assign them to a person. So it was Scout's job to sweep the floors. I took the toilets and laundry. My husband cut the grass and washed all the bedclothes. And Scout had to clean her room. So we'll come up with like 2 to 3 tasks each that we can do, and then we also list out two to three fun things that we can do. And again, it's about that balance. It's so that we're not spending the entire weekend cleaning or anything, but everyone just has maybe 2 tasks that um, is their responsibility. And then we have 2 to 3 things that we can do together as a family to like balance that out, fun things, ways that we can spend time together, ways that we can relax and enjoy each other's company and not feel like we're always working or doing anything. Let me see. Ballerina, it's funny, I can cook, but I hate it. Also, I'm really weird about food, so I would hardly eat what I cook, so why bother? Exactly. If you don't like something, I mean, like, do it to the sense that, like, you can still survive, feed yourself and your family. But if you don't enjoy something, like, and you don't have to do it, like, why do it? I understand there are things that you have to do. But thank you for all these hearts on Instagram. Um, but yeah, big secret. I find I'm less productive during this time. Absolutely. For me, like having Sam and Scout home all day, every day is so distracting. I'm not getting nearly as much work done because I, uh, I just ended my Instagram live there. Oh, I'm back. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I've accidentally paused the Instagram live there. And now I've lost my train of thought completely. Somebody, jump in and tell me where I was. Um, when I'm less productive during this time. Oh yeah, that's where I was. Um, Call off the search. um, yeah, I'm just much more distracted. Normally, like if when there's nobody in the house, I will sit down and do 90 minutes of focused work. And then like I will take a break and go get something to eat and whatever. But now I'm like just being interrupted. Like my husband might be recording something, so I'll hear him. Like my daughter will come and ask me to do something or to spend some time with her or whatever. Um, it's just I just can't concentrate as much, and then it takes me a long time to like get back on track to focus again, and then a few minutes later I'll just be interrupted again. So yeah, I don't feel bad about not being productive during this time. Feel good. You still on me. Okay, the internet up here. I think it's my husband must be like sucking all the internet juice. He was recording a podcast earlier. I think he's finished now, but he's probably recording something else. Um, Sarah with a plan, not the best cook either. Thank goodness I married an Italian who knows what he's doing with pots and pans. Italian food, yum. Um, Hobbs Falls, I enjoy cooking if it's food in its simplest form. Recipes give me a headache. Yeah, I can't follow a recipe. Everyone just says, "Oh, just follow the recipe exactly and you'll be fine." No, that never works out for me. It just doesn't. I think it's because I have a terrible sense of smell. I think, like with cooking, a lot of it is based on your sense of smell. Like you kind of know when something smells good and therefore will taste good. I don't have that. Um, I tried to follow a food regimen from a nutritionist and couldn't keep up with all the recipes. I don't blame you. I just couldn't. Hi, Roisin. Hi, Teresa. How are you? Long time no see. Um, so yeah, back to my meetings then. On the Fridays, that's what we do. We sit down and we will assign some of the bigger kind of tasks that need to get done. And obviously there are still maintenance things, like we still need to, empty the bins, fill the dishwasher, that kind of thing. But the main tasks that we want to tackle over the weekend. And then on Sunday evenings, we sit down again and kind of reflect on how the weekend went. Um, and we'll kind of just very loosely look at the coming week. So, like Sam and I will discuss anything we have coming up. Like if there's a day when he needs to record a lot, then I need to be aware of that because I either need to like clear out because our offices are next to each other. So I need to either like clear out for the day or just be really quiet during that time. There are days when I'm recording videos, so I'll need him to like clear out or be quiet. So we just kind of mention any like big things like that. If Scout has got, so like this week she's on spring break, but next week she has an online class. So that's obviously something we need to be aware of. So things like that. And again, we discuss any kind of like tasks that we want to keep on top of throughout the week. And again, we will list some fun things that we want to do during the week. And it's about finding that balance between like still getting the stuff that we need to get done, um, making sure that like we're still keeping on top of that, we're still like maintaining stuff, but that we're still, getting outside and getting our exercise. We're still spending time together as a family. Because right now I could be all in work, and my husband could be all in work, and Skype could be all on her tablet. Because we're all like distracted with having each other home, that it's taking us longer to do things. So the tendency would be to just like spend the entire day doing those things, and staying up later to finish things. But no, we're like purposely trying to avoid that by having the balance. So that's what we've been doing. And it doesn't have to be a family meeting. Even if you're self-isolating alone, you can still do that. Just like at the weekend, give yourself some things that you'd like to do that weekend, and some ways that you're going to relax and just enjoy yourself and find that balance. And then again, like looking forward to the coming week. What are maybe like 3 to 5 tasks that you want to achieve, and what are 3 to 5 fun, leisurely, frivolous things that you want to do, and try to keep them very specific. Like something I find sometimes is that I just write down things like, like just read or relax or have fun. I have often written that one down, like just have fun, do something enjoyable. That's not specific enough. So I've taken to actually writing a list of fun things that I can do. So yeah, that the more specific you can get, the better. And Natasha, I seem to be all or nothing at the minute. Yesterday I didn't get dressed. Today I painted all the fences and fixed the oven. At very different days. Yeah, it's all about the balance. You'll have some days where you will do nothing. You will just feel bad. You'll feel unmotivated. And then you will have other days. And it's fine if that like is not just one day, if it lasts for a few days. But eventually your time will come again where you'll have those days where you just get all the things done. Um, Totally normal and natural, particularly at a time like this when nobody really has a clue what's going on. Nobody's dealt with this before, so we're all a little bit like, ooh, 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 ooh. um, Sue, I'm a perfectionist and a literal person. It's hard being in my head. Yeah, I found like one of the things that Scout's teacher gave us, she sent home a lot of papers, like maths papers, for Scout to do, exercises and things. But each day she was assigning different things, and it was things like spend, a few minutes learning about geometry. I was like, that is not specific enough for me. So I found that we haven't actually done any of the papers. Like if she had said complete this paper, I would have done it. But because it's like this very general, like just learn about geometry, just learn the difference between 2D and 3D shapes. Mm. And I'm a very literal person as well. I'm like, I need specifics, give me details. My husband does this to me all the time. He's like, oh, I might have this, I might be going here, and I'm just like, come back to me if you know for sure, because no, I can't deal in like uncertainties or like vagueness or anything like that. Come back to me when it's a definite. Otherwise, don't talk to me. um, yeah, Michelle's saying the same. That one day she's cleaning, the next day she's not showering, she's not dressing. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it. Um, Michelle, Laura, thank you for the lives. Feel much more connected with others. Great. That is the whole point of these, just to like hop on, chat, share some tips and ideas, and just, yeah, not be socially distant. Sue, so nice to see you, Laura. I haven't seen Scout since the plane ride where you've gotten separated from family. Um, Not sure what plane ride you're referring to, but anyway, Scout is. I have considered bringing Scout on these lives, but I'm afraid of what she would say. I just think it would be fun to have her on a live someday, but just in terms of like privacy concerns or whatever, I'd be afraid that she would blurt out where we live or like what school she goes to, or like things that um, kids just don't think about. Um, so I may do it someday, but she's 6. Like it's hard. Um, so yeah, generally there's lots of people in the chat saying that they are lacking in motivation, and they're very like up and down. So yeah, you're not alone there. Dishes are my nemesis, says Seneca. Yeah, I'm not too bad with dishes. I find it kind of meditative. Like dishes are like, look, I would much rather clean up after a meal than cook the meal. Um, so we all have those things. Um, Let me see. Miss Justice 007, Chicago here. Hi, hello. I was just telling one of my sons about Irish maternal gram. She lost every single sibling and her mum in Ireland before her and her father came to Chicago. She was a young girl yet. That's awful. Um, like, there are no words. There are no words. Um, Kids are very resilient, though. That's so. Somebody was DMing me yesterday saying that her son is having a really hard time right now because he can't understand why. He thinks people are purposely staying away from him, and that they're purposely annoying him, or not annoying him, avoiding him because they don't like him. And he just can't understand, and that's really hard. So, all I could tell her was that kids are very resilient and they bounce back so quickly, and they just forget all of those things. There have been times where I have, maybe snapped at Scout out of frustration, or we've had an argument or something, and she'll go to bed and she'll be all upset, and I will feel terrible. And then the next morning, she's like bounding out of bed, she's running in, giving me hugs and kisses, and it's like all forgotten immediately. Kids are great for that. Um, so but it is hard. I know it's hard. When you're going through it, it's hard. But someday, we just have to remember, someday we will be looking back. We'll be looking back at this. Um, Let me see. The guitar doctor, hi from Dublin. Hello to Dublin. Haven't been to Dublin in so long. So long. Um, Seneca, I love the 3 month strategy. Seems so much more doable. It is. I would encourage anyone to try it, particularly if you feel that like year long goals just do not work for you, or you do not like the idea of resolutions. I know there are a lot of people out there who really like rail against resolutions. Um, Try the 3 month thing, or like even a week long thing if that seems, like, don't feel that just because one particular strategy doesn't work for you, don't like dismiss the idea completely. Just try and tweak it to whatever works best for you. Um, Melissa, hi Laura. I hope things are going well for you and your family. They are, thankfully. Counting my blessings every second, honestly. Um, Stacey, I would love to see what you guys eat overall. We all eat differently around here, also. Okay, let me give you an example then. Last night, Sam ate. What did Sam eat last night? Mm, chicken, some form of chicken and rice. I think he had chicken and rice. Sam does not like vegetables or fruits, so that's tough. His diet is pretty much exclusively meat, usually beef of some description, and then either like pasta or rice, usually rice, or some form of bread or like other carb or grain. Um, he does not eat a huge amount of fruits. He doesn't eat any fruits at all, and he will eat some vegetables. Like he will eat a tiny bit of broccoli or something, um, but generally no. Last night I had mashed potatoes, baked beans, and chicken, like chicken strippers, chicken, whatever you would call them, like chicken strips. Breaded chicken, like in small little. Um, and Scout had mac and cheese with veg. It was like veg mixed into like hidden veg, and that was just like a microwavable thing, and broccoli. Um, so yeah, like completely different things. Completely different things. Listen, I've been setting 3 month goals this year. It's been working well. Thanks for the suggestion. I'm so glad to hear it, that it's working out well for you. Okay, I'm just going to take a few more and then I'll hop off. Make sure videos. Hey from South Carolina. Hello to South Carolina. Deborah, I love to cook and bake. Filled fridge and freezer already. Done happily with my teenage daughters. Good for you. If you like it, go for it. I do plan on cleaning out our freezer soon though, because there's stuff like just buried in the back in there. Sarah, any advice for those on their own? Yeah, as I was saying, just like having those things, giving yourself 3 to 5 tasks that you want to accomplish throughout the week, or during the day, like one day if you're feeling particularly motivated, but also balancing that with something that you actually want to do, like genuinely something that is just going to be pure relaxation for you, pure frivolous fun. Just having little things that you can tick off and making sure that there's that balance, and just recognizing that some days you will feel crap. You will feel low, you will feel unmotivated, and that's fine. And that's why I kind of generally say to like spread things out over a week, because then, if you do have bad days, it's not the end of the world. We all have up and down days. So like on the days you feel down, just let it go. Like be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself. And then on the days that you do feel a little bit more upbeat, then you can look at your list and tackle some things. But yeah, always strive for that balance. Valerie, I'm working from home. Your live videos are my balance. That's lovely. I really thank you. That really means a lot to me. I really appreciate that. Catherine, gummy bear vitamins are wonderful, as are just regular gummy bears. Sayana, what is husband's podcast? It's my husband's company, Pro Football Focus. He works for, so it's all football related, like NFL. They do college football now as well. Yeah, so it's a football thing. He's incredibly talented. My husband is like a completely different person on the radio or in front of a camera than he is in person. Like in person, he's not a talker at all. Very, very quiet. But as soon as he is talking about football, if he's like on TV, he's amazing. He's amazing. Deborah, daily goals: connect with all extended family. That's a really good one. Every day, try and like reach out and connect with someone, even if it's just something like this, a live stream, just to know that there are other people in the same situation as you. Um, Clean something, declutter something. I have a video coming up this week about 10 things you can declutter. I've done two of those videos before and they're always well received. So it's going to be 10 more things that you can declutter, because I think right now I'm hearing a lot of stories of like people decluttering their entire homes, which is great. And I have done it and it's wonderful. But I feel like not everyone is in that headspace where they're ready to commit to a whole house declutter. So yeah, 10 things that you can declutter, 10 just little categories of things that you can do something about, just feel better, quick wins. Cook something and create something. Lots of beanie hats completed. Creating is great. It's lovely to like focus on something and then have something at the end of it, like something that you can feel proud of. Even if it's like writing something. Um, yeah, like whatever. I think we're all creative in some way. Like I used to think for a long time that I was not at all creative, but that's not true. I like we're all creative in our own ways. So you may not be creative in a crafty, like scrapbooking, knitting, that sort of thing. You may not be creative in that sense, which is what I think of when I like think creativity. I think like painting and making things and sculpting things. And so that's why for a long time I did not feel creative, because I'm not good at that stuff. But I'm a good writer. So that's something that I do. And that's, I'm still creating something. So if you don't feel that you're a creative person, just like change your definition of what creativity is to you. Um, like if you cook or bake, you're creating something. um, Seneca, take advantage of those days you have the drive and give yourself grace when you just feel like laying around. Yeah, we all do it. I think in our normal lives, we all have those days. Like right now, things are not necessarily normal. But I think we sometimes have a tendency to, because things are so different now, um, when we have bad days, they seem a lot worse. So, but just remember that those days are normal. Like even before this time, when everything was more normal, um, everyone has down days. We all have them. We all sit around on the weekend and do nothing, watch TV, scratch our arses. Just- um, so yeah, don't feel that just because you're not like productive and happy and excited and like doing all the things right now, don't feel that that is any like poor reflection on you. We're not. If you've even looked through this chat, you will realize that everyone is in the same boat. Some days we feel great and we get some cleaning done and we get some stuff done. And then other days we feel like crap and we get nothing done. Also give yourself credit for the little accomplishments. Absolutely. Looking back over the things that you did get done, focusing on the things that you did get done, even if they're small things like got out of bed, brushed my teeth, had a shower. Even if you didn't do those things, like you still hung in there, you're still here. Um, So let me see. Hannah Paul, hi Laura, I allow myself one pajama day per week. I generally go like weekends are kind of my pajama times. I have been getting dressed during the week, but I'm generally wearing the same clothes pretty much every day. It was like jeans, same jeans. I was wearing the same jeans. I had changed today, but I was wearing the same jeans for the last 3 weeks. And just occasionally changing a top, like throwing on a different hoodie. That was about the extent of me. And then on the weekends, I would go full pajamas. Let me see. I think that's everything. Michelle, I don't understand football. I don't really either. Um, just like snippets from what my husband has told me. Fix Secret, are you nervous about what's going on in the US? Ireland seems to be handling the virus the best. I don't know if it's handling it the best, but I personally feel it's handling it better than the US. Just like they got in there earlier, they closed down way more things much more quickly. But I think the US is definitely catching up. Like the US is so vast that it's really hard to have consistency across all the states. Like because Ireland is such a teeny tiny country, they were able to just like mandate that's it, things are closed, and that was it. Like it was a countrywide thing. Like over here, it's just so vast that it's really impossible to like mandate or dictate anything on a countrywide level. So each state has been doing their own thing. And that obviously is tricky when like one state is maybe in full lockdown or full stay at home, and another state just maybe has a curfew or something. It's tricky. We'll get there though. Um, so I'm not necessarily nervous, but I do think it would have been better if the reaction had been a little quicker. Um, so that's it. I'm going to hop off. Hubble says, thank you for this. This live got me out of bed and moving today. Completely flipped my mood. That is wonderful. So glad to hear that. It's been lovely. All the messages I've got. Hi, Cynthia. How are you? All the messages I've got from people just saying like that the lives are just making them feel that little bit more connected, that little bit more hopeful, that little bit happier, brings a smile to their face. Um, that's wonderful. That is really, truly wonderful. I can't tell you how much that means to me. Okay, so I'm gonna hop off. Thank you for all these hearts on Instagram. I really, every time I see them, I'm like, yay! And I don't know, want to always like stop what I'm saying to go, yay, every 2 seconds. Cute little story before I go then. Um, Sam bought scared an iPad a while ago. Her old tablet was pretty much on the way out. So she has an iPad now, but she's just recently discovered that she can iMessage from it without a phone number. She can just use an email address. She has been messaging me. So randomly throughout the day, I'll just get a message from her that says, love you, and like a little kissy face and a little heart. And then I will reply back and say, love you too, with a little heart. And she always, always replies, yay. That's so cute. Not thrilled about the texting thing, but yeah, the little sweet messages I get from her are so cute. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I will be back on Instagram. I'll do another Instagram live on Wednesday at noon, same time. And on YouTube, I will be back on Thursday with my decluttering video, 10 things to declutter. So I will speak to you all then. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day, everyone. Bye. Bye, everyone. See you.